The next day, things weren't better for Chris. Karen and Max were still arguing about Max supporting him, and Alec just glared at him, still upset at what he did the previous day. Grayson had been watching Karen and Max argue until daylight. Tyler had also caught wind of what Chris did, and he wasn't too happy about what he did either. "Honestly, Karen," said Max, "why are you acting like this? You were never like this back on our old railway on the mainland." "I have a good reason for doing what I did," said Karen. "Really now?" sighed Max. "Max, to be honest, you and Karen have been going at it all night since Chris's actions have been revealed. Can you both calm down over there?" "Not now, Grayson. We're trying to talk. At least show them a bit of respect. I mean, most engines do argue with each other from time to time, especially if they're together," added Tyler. "Also, Tyler, what are you doing here?" said Grayson. "I came to get Betty and Franz over there in the yards for my morning train," says Tyler. Meanwhile, in the shed near where the engine sheds were, Helen and the coaches were talking to each other. "They've been going at it over there for hours," says Helen. "To be frank, I'm getting quite tired of all this yelling," said Betty. "Agreed," called Franz from the back. "I do hope there is a way they can all resolve this and become friends again," said Sylvia. And all of them agreed with each other. "Anyways, Chris," says Alec, glaring at him, "I got a goods train to pull, and I expect you to have the cars ready by then." With that, he puffed away. "Anyways, Chris, I'll be out to get my goods train out, and I expect you to have it ready by the time I get there." With that, Alec puffed away, leaving a sad Chris behind. Meanwhile, Ty went to go get Betty and Franz from the yards. "Come along now, girls," said Tyler. "We're running late to pick up our passengers." We're coming along, they said as they puffed away. "Good luck, you two," said Helen. Later, Chris had been shunting Alec's train to get in the yards, when suddenly... Whoa! "Watch where you're going, Chris," called Raymond as he passed by with some freight cars. "Whoa, did you see that, girls?" said Tyler. "Definitely did," said Betty and Franz. "Typical," sniffed Alec. "Are you okay, Raymond?" called Ronnie. Said Ronan. "If you mean being nearly hit by Chris here," said Raymond, "then I'm just PG, Ronan." Now Chris felt even worse for nearly colliding with Raymond. He knew that it was not really his fault, but he still felt bad about it. "To be fair, Raymond, you probably should have been being more careful when Chris was coming towards you. Still, he shouldn't have been in the way. This yard is a pretty safe place, you know." "Your train's all ready now, Alec," said Chris Sally. "You're good to go." With that, Alec backed onto the freight train, whilst Chris was shunting some more cars for another train. "About time too," says Alec. And with that, Alex then steamed away out the yard in a huff. Leaving a sad Chris behind. Tyler, meanwhile, who was still at the station waiting for the last of his passengers to board, had heard everything. Maybe Alex being a bit too hard on Chris, he thought. Just then, the guard then blew his whistle, and he steamed away to Ellen Bridge. When he got to Ellenbridge, he saw Alec there unloading his goods. "Say, Alec, can I talk to you for a second?" said Tyler. "Yes, Tyler, what is it? But make it quick. I have a lot of loads to deliver." "Well, don't take this the wrong way when I'm telling this to you, but don't you think you're being a bit too hard on Chris for what he did to you the other day?" "Why, of course not, Tyler," said Alec. "What makes you say that?" "Well, to be fair, what happened in the yards a couple moments ago, Raymond should have been looking where he was going with those cars." "Oh, please, Tyler. If you knew what he did to me yesterday, you'd think I was overreacting." Just then, Alex blew his whistle, and it was time for him to leave. "Famous last words," said Tyler. Later, Chris was shunting some freight cars. He had just shunted them when he looked over to the shed and noticed that Hogwarts was still in his berth, and he didn't look too good. Hogwarts doesn't look too good, thought Chris to himself. Oh, Chris, my dear engine, could you please help me with my express train? It needs to go out. I don't feel too well." "I'd love to help you, Hogwarts, but Sir Reginald has confined me to the yards, remember? And besides, you already know what I did to Alec. Everyone don't like me anymore." "I know, Chris. But the passengers need to get to their destination now. We wouldn't want them to think this is about a railway now, do we?" Chris knew that Hogwarts was right. He knew the express had to be taken out soon and on time. Otherwise they would complain to Sir Reginald, and that would never do. "Well, I'll try," says Chris. And he went to go come up to the coaches. He then switched lines and backed down toward the coaches and carefully backed up to them. "Ready to go, coaches?" says Chris. "We're ready," they said. "Well, let's go," says Chris. "Thank you, Chris," called Hogwarts from the side of the shed. "You're welcome, Hogwarts," called Chris. Chris then pulled the coaches smoothly into platform 1. Sir Reginald was there waiting for him. "Chris, why do you have the express coaches behind you?" "Well, you see, sir, when I dropped off my cars at the yards, Hogwarts had not looked so good. He told me that the express had to be taken out since he was unwell." "Well, I suppose you can take it, but only because Karen and the other engines are busy with their other trains." "Thank you, sir. I promise to get these passengers there right on time." "Do your best, Chris," said Sir Reginald. And as soon as the guard blew his whistle, Chris is ready to start. Come along, he said. We're coming along, said the coaches. "Hurry, hurry, hurry." he cried as he steamed out the station. He soon picked up speed and was now on the main line. "Express coming through!" cried Chris. Chris was excited to be taking the express. He then flew through Cosby and was now bound for Wellworth. At Wellworth Yard, Max was talking to Helen about Karen. "Honestly, why is she so mad at me for not thinking that Chris would not do such a thing?" "I'm not quite sure myself," says Helen. "It's just, I don't know why she would jump at me like that on the night that everyone else was jeering at Chris for what he did to Alec, even though he must have had a proper reason for it." "Well, let's just hope that everyone will see that Chris had a reason for what he did." "I hope so, Helen. I really do," says Max. Just then, Chris flew by. "Hi, guys. Bye, guys." Goodness! Was that Chris pulling the express? Both Helen and Max were left bewildered by what they saw. Chris then raced right up Hogwarts Hill without stopping. Later, Karen was at Marion Station with her passenger train. She was so mad at Max. "I just don't understand why he would stick up for Chris after what he had did to Alec the previous day," she said to herself. Just then, Chris flew by her. "Was that Chris pulling the express?" she said, still surprised by what she saw. "I think I may owe him an apology," she thought. Chris sped down the line and was off to Victoria Station. That afternoon, Chris arrived back at Kristen with the express. He then pulled smoothly into Platform 1. As he pulled up, he then saw Sir Reginald, Karen, and a few of the others waiting for him. "Well done, Chris. You got the passengers to their destinations right on time. You definitely are a really useful engine." "Thank you, sir," said Chris. "I was glad I was able to help Hogwarts out." "I saw you at Marion Station," added Karen. "You definitely did a good job." "Thank you, Karen," said Chris. "Also, I'm sorry for what I said about you not being able to pull passengers as well as I do. It's alright. I'm just glad I was able to help out when I could." Great work out there today, laddie," called Ronan. "You definitely did a good job with that passenger, Jay," said Raymond. "Thanks, you too," chuckled Chris. Also, sorry for what happened earlier in the yards. It's okay, said Chris. I knew it wasn't really my fault, though. Just then, Max and Helen then came back with their own goods train. They then rode up alongside Ronan and Raymond. Hey, Max. Hey, Chris. I heard what you did today, and I saw you earlier at Hogwarts Station. Well done. I'll say, said Helen. You were amazing. Great job for taking the express for Hogwarts. Thank you, Helen. It was definitely not an easy task, but I pulled it off. While everyone was congratulating Chris on his good deed, Alec was in the yards nearby, and had heard everything. You may have pulled the express for Hogwarts, but he still can't be trusted, he said to himself. Little did Alec know that Chris would redeem himself, but that's a story for another time.